Hello everyone, this is Rosemary and this is a Christmas journal. I almost think this is could be a legacy Christmas journal in the sense that you could make entries every year. I'm using blue fern paper. Christmas cheer is a line of paper, and as you can see it's in pinks, maroons, and greens. Santa Claus is coming again this year. These two come from the line last year, but the rest of that's the only part. And you can see a poinsettia with a crochet center and some flowers, another crochet doily, and I use the button and seam binding ribbon closure. There is some gold, a white lace with some gold gold trim running through it, and you can see I have some gold little trim lace right there. And the little sign besides Christmas cheer says yours and mine at Christmas time. Yours and mine at Christmas time, which is kind of hidden right there. I found this beautiful lace to cover the spine. It's a 2-inch spine, and on the back I'll see some lace at the very top up here, some white lace. This also is some ephemera from the Christmas cheer line for blue fern. And again, some of that little white and gold lace trim. I have a little bit of the Martha Stewart punch right here. And this is it's a pretty husky little journal, and this journal is a hybrid. It's half mini album and half journal. So I use the mini album binding, and in between the two mini pages, I sewed in signatures. So there are some sewed in signatures and then the mini album style. So this is a hybrid style journal. So I usually like to push on the cover down, and so I don't have to keep retying the ribbon. And you open it up, and it is just a fun journal to look at. It's very colorful and full of interest. So here, this is, again, these are all blue fern papers. I added a doily and the ephemera pieces, and it has a booklet here that I kind of use the last of my paper. A Joyous Christmas, it's a little booklet, and I just cut some pieces from the paper. So for little memories, list, whatever, I use odds and ends, some stamping. You see the punches, Martha Stewart punches. This is a Tim Holtz punch and some die cuts, and this is avocado stained paper. So it is lightly decorated, yet as you can see, plenty of room to make it your own. This is a pocket, and up here at the very top, it acts as a tuck to keep everything in, because this paper is moving around a lot when it's in the pocket by itself, and you can just kind of put it in and it goes in really nice and stays in place with the tuck. You can use a tuck up here. This booklet you can put anywhere, and I will be showing you where it can be put there's several pockets. So we're looking at this first page, and this is a mini album style page. And here's a tag that's, the ephemera is kind of funny, clever. Christmas is too sparkly, said no one ever. So I made this into a sparkly tag. And there is some silver metallic lace. And I have put these little angels, and here's the opening. It has magnet closures on that. So that's a mini album technique. And here is, again, this is all blue fern ephemera. Here's a little tag, jolly, cheerful, delighted, all these Christmas words, and again it fits in there. And with a mini album you could put pictures, more tags. And one of the things I did with this is I put a lot of clusters. The clusters, using Tim Holtz paper dolls, made this, gave it personality. And there you see this girl with festive wishes. There is a tuck spot up here. So if you wanted to put a picture, there's a little lace trim, the Tim Holtz die lace cut. So it's a pocket right here. There's a tuck space up here. So if you wanted to put pictures, multiple styled pictures, you can tuck it up here. There also is another pocket right here that I kept putting tags in. There's tons of tags. And because it's a mini album, you can use these, cut your pictures or copies of your pictures, and you can place them. And then you can also write on them. And here it says, Merry Christmas from your home to ours. So again, this is the mini album portion of it, and you can hear the magnet. And on this side right here is, again, a cluster, home for the holidays, and you see the paper dolls. This is what I do with leftover paper. And here you see I love to use these clusters as like tucks, pockets. And here is an example. You could put a little picture there, or you could write a little memory, and you turn it over. And again, this is a tuck spot here with this Tim Holtz. So this is where you could put your pictures, and this is what mini albums really are about. And this is, I learned a lot. I started with mini albums, and again, you can see it's a giant pocket, so more can be added on. Now, as you look closely here, this is the mini album spine, and this is where I sewed in a signature. And so the signature here, you can see I used the Tim Holtz die. It's a separate piece, and I glued it on. Same paper, but I glued it on, and you can actually it's a double-sided. I mean, in other words, I cut two pieces, glued them together to give it that effect, which I really like. It's like paper lace. And there is some light stenciling. So this is where you can journal. You could make this your own. And of course, I lightly decorate with a die cut and some little sequins. And this is some stamps. And I stamp on tissue paper. Then I glue them on like napkin decoupage, because you never know if your stamping is going to work. This is a technique, and you can kind of feel the tissue paper, but you can still write on top of it, and I get nice prints. Here's some green lace, just because it's a holiday book. And again, you can see some light stenciling. And this is a cluster, and you can see the metallic gold lace. And this is all from Blue Fern. And it's a cluster pocket. And this is what you do when you cut and you have these illustrations. And here's a little lace tab. And you can just go ahead and put pictures on this side and journal. Or you can turn it around the other way, however you wish. So this is a cluster pocket, and it makes this all come together, because all hearts come home for Christmas. A very true sentiment. Here is the snowflake punch, Martha Stewart. And again, more stenciling that you will see. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. So this is a cluster, small little cluster pocket, and here is the tag, bright and happy Christmas. I have red lace. I use red and green lace. And this is the center of the signature, which, as usual, I leave blank for the owners to make it their own, that they can do whatever they want. It's a nice big spread to write, put pictures, whatever interests them. And again, the light stenciling. Here you see, again, another cluster. This is the cluster, and as you can see, they will stand alone. The clusters, there's a lace, some lace there, making spirits bright. And this is some of the ephemera, and that goes here, and again, leftover paper. And of course, because I don't want it to look like leftover paper, I put some lace tabs and some lace edging so that it doesn't look like it's just a piece of paper there. And all of it fits together to make a very nice page there. Again, you can see the stenciling at the top, kind of forming a border. This is a die cut, and again, another stamped image on tissue paper on that. So, and then we go to this side, which you will see another kind of cluster pocket. There are 3 items there, and again, this is an actual tag from the blue Fern line there. And there again, you see, and the lace. This is the paper lace, and so this is the first signature that's sewed in. This is the second page. Oh, and by the way, in each of these is a giant pocket. This is one of the things about mini albums. There are going to be 4 of them. So this booklet could actually go in here. And it would not be so, you could just put it in there and pull it out. So in any case, you are going to be seeing there are 4 of them. This one actually has a gigantic tag, which I will show a little bit later. So there are 4 of these because I had 4 mini album styled pages. So the magic of Christmas, again, like a mini album, it opens up, and here is a little frame where a picture can be added, because you can see, you can put the picture in there, and a little tuck spot right there. It opens up, and you can write, put pictures. Here's a little pocket, and it will close, and then you can open it. Again, another little place you can do something there, right? And here is a pocket with a little tag, and you can do some journaling. Here you can see the blue Fern design, and here's the 25 with the ephemera. And then you close it, and it is closed because of a magnet right there. And then this page is really beautiful and kind of fun. There usually is on blue Fern a large focal page, and I use them as focal pages. And here you can see it's a giant belly band, and it has lace on the trim. And I have an envelope here, an embellished envelope, and it's only partially embellished because the owner can write who's it for or whatever. But when you open it up, it will open up all the way. There is a letter, kind of accordion fold, that will come out. So this, you see how it is, and it's stenciled just because who wants plain white paper? And you can add photos, journaling, whatever, but there is an attached letter to this envelope, and it can go in this belly band. Originally, you notice how it's red, and I just think that is so pretty. This is the giant. There are 4 of these could be or can go in here. This was what I was going to have in here. Well, first it was going to be like this. And you see how it changes the personality of the page. And then you can turn it over, and it's still, come on, and it still kind of works. It just depends on what you want to have on there. And I thought, oh, that looks really pretty. That's what's kind of fun, playing around. You can make this. And so I decided I'd put the letter here, and I'd just show this tag, and I haven't punched that because I always get those punches mixed. They're always off on me. So, and it goes in like this, and you can write, add pictures, etc. into this giant pocket. So that is the second mini album page. This is the second signature, and you see the other design of the Tim Holtz die. And as I mentioned, I kind of do the, oh, this one, because it had some stiffer paper. This is what I do with all the leftover paper. And here is another, oops, it's off camera, sorry about that. It is another kind of cluster, and with another metallic lace with gold. And this is again leftover paper. You don't want it to make it look leftover, so of course I added some lace to trim so that it looks like it's on purpose and it's not just putting your papers there. But as you can see, you notice how it just makes the page just really very interesting. And again, you see the light stenciling, the red lace, red and green. I just like red and green. I just love those colors. And again, this is I think this is a Graphic 45 stamp, and I stamped it on tissue paper, and then I glue them on because there I get the best image. I have a video on that, and you see the light stenciling just to add some interest. Don't want it to take away from the pages, but you want to add some interest here. And right here is another tuck spot, and I have to move it right here. It's really a very pretty, this is what the clusters look like. I don't have, let me pull out one. I think I have something I could use over here that I still might add this one. This is a tag I made. Santa told me you've been very good this year. I told him it was just a lack of opportunity. And this one could go quite easily right in there. And so again, these are how you can, if you have your own tags, you see what a difference it just kind of changes it around, and you can kind of have some fun with it and that little snowflake, and then you could kind of glue them down there. So there it is, and it just is kind of fun, all the layering. And again, green and stenciling. Again, this is a napkin decoupage. I received this napkin at a swap from this lady in Australia, and I thought it looked really nice and vintagey, and I thought it would look really pretty in this journal. And here again is another page. This is the cluster, so to speak. It says, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. So that's why I added this little gold, let me move it a little bit more up, this little gold, I don't know, string. So it goes with don't get your tinsel in a tangle, and here's a small little tag to just show that it is a pocket and that you can add something there. And like I said, there's a lot of, I haven't counted how many tags are in this, so let's see. Uh-oh, I can feel it tear there. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, here is Love You to the North Pole and Back is from the Blue Fern, and here is the tag. I think I put this one has the lace on there, and yeah, this is what's got stuck is some lace right here. I put it in too soon and I have a lace trim, and it is a pocket tuck. And again, it's leftover paper, but I don't want people to think it's leftover paper because I put some lace there. So that's pretty much what you're seeing there. And again, you see the Tim Holtz die. It adds quite an interest there, wouldn't you say? Just makes it look really pretty. And this is the third mini album page. And again, you can see the clusters. You can see the Tim Holtz little paper dolls add a lot of personality to the paper. And it really is a tuck. And this is from my stash. I had this little paper that I had been playing with Artie Mae's technique of gesso and spraying, and I had it, and I put it in here, and I said, oh, this just works perfectly on this page there. Doesn't that make a beautiful tag? I added, again, that lace, and this is a flip, and you flip it up, And there you see this boy. Oops, I have to move the book again. You see this boy up here? And I'm moving my camera also. And it says, you warm my heart. It is also a tuck like this. And you can put him, let's see, I move my camera. There, you can see how the tag can be put there. And I might leave it there. And it originally was right here. This is also a pocket. So, like I said, you can add and add to this because it just is full of fun surprises. And then it has a magnet closure. And you turn it over on this side. Let me move my book there. And this is the other side, and this again the blue Fern design, and these are some tags. See the lace trim, and there are 2 pockets. And these are note cards that you can write. You can put a picture, and they will go in right there. I didn't put, I think of them more as journaling cards, so I didn't, if the new owner wants to add lace, some string there, that's fine. And again, right over here is one of these Christmas trees, and it is also a tuck. Let me see if I have a tag I could put. From right over here. Okay, this is a card, and you can see it's kind of like a pocket. Yeah, there he is. See how you can do that right there? It's a pocket. You can use it as a tuck, or you can just leave it like that as decoration. So, Christmas tree. Now you turn it over like this is again, all of this is that one. This is the 3rd mini page, and it will flip up. And on the flip up here you see a cluster. All I want for Christmas is you. And this is a pocket. We see the lace right there. And it forms a pocket. And again, I always add a tag there because a lot of people don't expect them. And way, way up here, let me move this up here. Sorry about that. It's just the camera angle. Is a flip up. And here's another tag. Dear Santa, I've been good. And you can, again, you see just a little paper clip, and you can do whatever you want there. Now let's bring this down because this is a big book. And these are tags. You see the seam binding. And again, here you can journal, put a picture, and then they go in. You can have one, they go this way and the same way there. And so again, and again, I should probably have the little circles there, but there is the pocket there, and there they go. So there's 2 of them. And like I said, this picture is just very pretty, very blue Fernish. And again, it's a flip up, and there's magnets. That's why they're not flipping all over the place. Again, this is the last signature. And you'll see the lace. This is Kris Kringle of Graphic 45 on tissue paper. And I've talked about the stenciling. And here's another cluster. Right here, like I said, they will stand on their own. Here's the Martha Stewart punch. And leftover paper goes right there. I have some lace that I just found. It's going to go in there because I don't want them to say, oh, she just put them there. They were put there with intention. And again, some more Graphic 45. No, these are Santa Claus ones that I found at a thrift store. A collection of Santa Claus stamps. And again, always the tissue paper. And I stamp them on white tissue paper. So you can't really, and they go really well on white paper. If you were to put them on colored paper, you will see the white edging on that. But because it's white paper, white tissue on white paper, they blend in wonderfully well. And I get some really nice images. And again, there you see the center of the signature. And here is again another cluster. And 'tis the season to be jolly. Small little cluster. Pocket, you can see the lace there, the metallic gold lace. I collect, when I see it, I try to get it. And here you see my, this is a Martha Stewart punch. And here's one of the thrift store Santas. And again, the stenciling and the green lace. Same thrift store Santa, the Tim Holtz. And I doubled this one because this die is a little bit more fragile, I believe. And here we come to the last mini album page, and this is a floating envelope. That means I can throw it. There's a magnet on the envelope and there's a magnet on the page, so you can just throw it on there and it will stick. Did you see it jump right there? And so it is embellished, and I have some stamps. And here is a little penguin, and you open it up, and here's some stationery that you can write something. Again, this is all Blue Fern little bits and pieces, and you can put it in here. And on this page here you see a pocket tuck, and this is again a Dear Santa. I bought this and I just love Dear Santa letters, and you could put it in like this. You see how it's a pocket, and then you can put the envelope in like this and it will stick. You can put the envelope behind it, but because I want the envelope to be seen, I tend to put it. And this is a die cut. The Believe that you see down there is a die cut with some leftover gold paper. And then you turn it over to the last page, which is kind of fun. This is a Blue Fern die cut that says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." And I use stickles on it, greens. I think I painted it a light green and then I put stickles on it. And it is glued on to this lace with gold thread running through it. This is actually what I used on the cover. And it is a flip. So you could put a picture right there. So when you say, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." And it is also a flip right here that you could put see how this lace is acting like a little tuck spot, or it should be acting like a little tuck spot. And you can see it right there. So probably I did anchor it on a certain edge. This is a little bit more fragile than the other one is. Anyway, you can tuck it, you can glue it however you wish. Oops, you can't see it because it goes so high. It's a tuck spot. Maybe a smaller tag than that. And you can just kind of lift them up a little bit and put it in like that. There it is. This is a fragile. I didn't double this one, but if you use it as a tuck spot, do double it. This is a little frame that was in my stash. The pocket, you can, oops, I have to move it again. I'm sorry about that. And you can see this is a pocket, the little gold trim. There's a doily. This is a pocket, so I just put this in here just to show people it is a pocket. It comes down. And I know what I did. I did not put my magnet. If you don't have magnets, it kind of will flip around on you. I will probably have to put my last magnet because it will, to keep this closed, because I was wondering, why is it flipping all over? But this is a flip, which I really like this a lot. I think it's very, very pretty. And then we come to the back cover, and I pulled all my tags out. Well, here's one. This is a Christmas card to Santa, and I love interesting Christmas cards. And there you see some paper there, and this is the end of this. I just love that Christmas garland. decoration there, and here it says deck the halls. So this is the walkthrough of my Christmas journal, and there's a lot of tags. I put a lot of tags in, but at the same time, you can see that you can add a lot. So this journal has a lot of interest. It is about 8 inches high. It's almost like 8 inches square, because many albums you want to put photos. Nowadays with printers, you can size your pictures. I wouldn't use originals, always use this. And there was no coffee staining. It was all stained with distress ink. And here it is, kind of chunky, but still room for a little bit of growth. And here's my closure that I tend to like to just loop the bow, and there it goes, and do a little bit of arranging, and your bow is ready. And so this is my Christmas Legacy journal that I worked on it all December between entertaining and baking and tamale making, and I guess I will title this one Christmas Cheer. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.